Good evening. I'm Bill Bennett, and I want to salute members, friends, and supporters of Youth for Christ. Congratulations on your 60th anniversary. You're a fine organization, and I'm glad to be associated with it, even at a distance tonight. I saw your work up close at a recent event in Maryland, maybe a year or two ago. I was very impressed by the testimony of all those who spoke that night, but particularly impressed by the young people who spoke, who gave their testimony, bore their witness to the work not only of Jesus Christ, but of the citizens, friends, and neighbors, the members of Youth for Christ, who would help them in their path. Honor thy father and thy mother is an old injunction. We can assume from its age and venerability that there's always been an issue about young people. This is not something invented in the 19th century or 20th century. Shakespeare talks about it, as does the Bible. Youth get themselves into trouble. They've always done so. They've always been prone to do so, and it's always been our job to keep them out of it. But in today's world, the trouble they can get into is more severe and more acute. You can go to a rave and get ecstasy and die that night. Cars go faster. The heroin that's available on the street is more dangerous. The marijuana that kids smoke today is 30 times the potency of the marijuana of the 60s. And we all know of the invitations to corruption that the culture offers. I suppose that's the biggest difference between our age and another age. Our age, in which we cannot count on that general culture, the things which bombard our kids every day, to be constructive, to be positive. Martin Luther King has a wonderful line. He says, "What uplifts human personality toward God is just. What degrades human personality is unjust." If that's true, there's a lot of injustice going on in the culture, a lot of degrading, whether it's at a halftime show in a Super Bowl or just the general run, the fare of television, the movies, a lot of the radio, and what we find in the street. We need bulwarks against that. We need some handholds to keep our kids steady. We need some platoons of men and women committed in their faith and by their acts to save our children from this. Monica was the mother of St. Augustine. Monica, I guess, is a better known name in our time for something else. When I tell young people the name Monica, they often giggle, but I remind them that was St. Augustine's mother. St. Augustine, as a child, prayed for chastity, but as he said in a young person's way, "Give me chastity, Lord, but not yet." But his mother prayed for him and worried him into sainthood. Your prayers, your actions, your works have brought many young people, if not to sainthood, then to normalcy and stability, and to a recognition of their moral and spiritual nature. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that, particularly in the times in which we live. We are moral and spiritual beings, and sometimes young people forget that. You are there as reminders of their ultimate nature and their ultimate destiny. Thanks for your work. Congratulations.